Snibbity snabbity, bibbity boppity, what's hoppity poppity? Hello, everybody. It is new Dota patch time. Do a little dance. New season medal. Look at this. Look at this. We're currently unranked, but most importantly, look at this. Look at this. Look at all this. Look at this and look at that. And then look over here and then look at these things and then look at those things. And there's some of this over here. Whoa. There's so much new stuff. Major gameplay patch. 7.33. That is the gameplay major patch that we're in currently. They made the map 40% bigger. The map used to be boom, boom, bloom, scroom. And now we've got all this extra side stuff. They reworked the entire jungle, so everything is going to be super different. They've also reworked and added a whole bunch of these thingers all over the heckin' place that all do crazy and weird things. And then they also did a bunch of other stuff to the game. But I think first let's look at the new map. We'll just start at the top and we'll go down. Number 1, Roshan has 2 pits now. Roshan has 2 pits, and he can spawn at either the upper left or the bottom right pit. And depending on which one he spawns at, he can drop a different item. But he'll spawn at one of the 2, which doesn't make it such a guaranteed thing anymore, and encourages you to be more of a globally aware team, as opposed to just holding one little corner of the map. You can also see that one of them is firmly in the Radiant side, and the other one is firmly in the Dire side. So if your team is giga behind, you might be able to, sneak a Roche a bit easier if it spawns on your side and you get lucky. There are these things called twin gates, which are 2 gates that are right outside of Roshan's pit, and they connect the corners of the map, and you can teleport from one side of the map to the other. Obviously, this would be insane if you had to just 50-50 coin flip guess which Roshan pit. So at least you have a way you can get over to the other side very quickly if you are prepared and ready to go. So it's still dangerous to take Roshan. It might even be a little bit more dangerous because you need to have not only vision of around your Roche pit, but you also need to have vision of around their Roche pit in case they decide to teleport in on you. There's things called Lotus Pools, which are these things. Look at this. They periodically spawn healing lotuses that grant mana and HP, and you can collect them. You can collect these, and you can make them into bigger lotuses, and then you can collect the bigger lotuses and turn them into even bigger lotuses. And then apparently you can take those even bigger lotuses and turn them into gigantic lotuses, that's cool. There's these things, Tormentors, and where are these located actually? They're in the safe lane. They're right at the edge of your side of the map for the safe lane. That's pretty awesome. I like that. So it makes the safe lane even safer. But it means that off lane could potentially bully and steal your lotuses. And that would be great. There's Tormentors. There are these things called Tormentors. They're new bosses that you can spawn. Battle 2 new bosses that appear after 20 minutes. They are equipped with mega shields and drop shards. So Roshan no longer drops Aghanim Shard, and instead these Tormentor things are going to drop it. And there's one right outside of each of the bases, next to these things, which are called Defender's Gates, which are what's next. There's another way you can exit your base, and you can potentially go around if they're pushing your top or bottom lane and get a little sneaky sneak. A handy force field around the back of your base that lets your team through and keeps the enemy out. I don't know how this is going to work, but apparently it just keeps them out and you can leave. I'm assuming that means that you can go back in. I don't know what this means for a lot of stuff. If you get swapped into here, can you not leave? Is that how that works? Can you only exit one side, or is it both ways? I don't know. I don't know how that really works. There's a new rune that are called Wisdom Runes, which are located at the top of your base and bottom of your base, respectively. Explore the edges of the map to unearth Wisdom Runes, which grant XP boosts to any hero who grabs one. Wisdom Runes spawn near your base, offering an easy-to-defend way to keep a losing game from spinning out of control. Okay, so if your carry is behind like 3 levels, you just feed them these Wisdom Runes, and maybe you force off lane so you can steal theirs. Maybe that's how it is. Or you can get your position 4s and 5s higher levels. One person buys the tome, the other person takes the Wisdom Rune. How often do these spawn? I have no idea. We'll have to find out. There's also Shield Runes now, where the regular runes are. Did they take out regular runes? I don't know. Maybe they did. River Power Runes also get an addition with the beefy new shield rune. Okay, so this is just one of the runes you can get, which gives 50% of your max HP as a shield. Dive a tower for a kill in the early game, or walk up a blind hill to surprise both yourself and the enemy team. Okay, so there's just a crazy HP rune. This is going to be insane later on in the game. If you have some strength beefy offlane, they just get 50% more HP for a while. And it's a shield, which is even better than HP. There's new creep camps. So there's 12 new camps, which is crazy. And they also changed the way that neutral items worked. Instead of getting a neutral item drop, and it may be just some shit item for you, you get a token instead. And when you use the token, you can decide which of 5 of that tier of neutral item you want. So if you're a dazzle and you get, you know, whatever neutral item, you can, instead of having to take like some crap one that you don't want, you can get almost something that's good for you all the time. So that's awesome. I really like that. It takes a lot of the RNG out of the neutral item, but still makes it so that you have to think about what you're taking, because you won't necessarily always get the perfect one every time. And there's now 2 more outposts. Their existing outposts are moved to a different spot, and there's 2 more. This is crazy. This is nuts. The amount of ganks that are going to happen too, this seems insane. This gate thing, is this always active? Can I just go to the top lane and kill the safe lane as an offlaner? Like, just, okay, I'm going to quickly go in and then I'm going to kill him and leave. It's behind the tier 1. I don't know how accurate this map is. Anyways, that's going to be crazy. There's so much. There's so much happening. I need to pull up the patch notes because there's things we need to look at. Have they changed how toxic the hero base is, or the player base is? No, absolutely not. That has been unchanged completely. Okay, here we go. They literally added a new hero attribute. So there's now universal. So instead of there just being strength, agility, and intelligence, there's now a 4th kind of hero, which is universal. A new main stat group composed of existing heroes that now gain 0.6 damage from each stat of any attribute. What is happening? There's so much. BKB, a massive nerf to magic immunity. They basically took magic immunity out, and now they're replacing it with magic resistance and debuff immunity. So you can still take magic damage, but it's only 50%. That's crazy. Only a 50% magic resist. And like, you still have the debuff immunity, but if BKB expires before the debuff is gone, so you're still affected by the debuff, but it just doesn't do anything to you. But if it expires and you still have the debuff, so does that mean if I stun someone and it's like a 3-second stun and they have 2 seconds left on their BKB, they get stunned for 1 second at the end? Yeah, the support heroes are crazy. I think that's what it reads as, but they also like made stuns way less of a thing. There is way less stunning happening in the game. They just literally nerfed every stun in the game. I don't know by how much, but it's less. So that's interesting. So this is the neutral item thing. You can now pick from 5 neutral items from a token instead of just having to take whatever your team gets. This could really be a balanced shift of the game, getting a good neutral versus a bad neutral. Absolutely. There are some absolutely insane neutrals. So they reworked that, and I think that's a fantastic change. Neutral creep scaling. They scale creeps now, so it gets harder as the game goes on. I mean that's fine for me. I'm cool with that. Kill formula reworked. We reworked the kill formula to make early game kills more impactful and motivate players to gank other lanes. We've also reduced gold scaling for lane creeps, making creep farming less profitable as the game progresses and encouraging players to beat the gold out of each other instead. This is a big buff to the carry kind of heroes that wanted to go around and gank people anyways. So like Slarks and Chaos Knights and stuff like that. You're going to start seeing people get 1 item and then never farm again. And then I think just start killing people, which that's great because I hated how inactive farming could be sometimes. It's like, great, I have a Medusa on my team. I have to wait 30 minutes before we do absolutely anything. So that's interesting. I wonder how that's going to affect some of the heroes that really do want to farm. Hero highlights. There's a lot of reworks they did. There's a large amount, actually. Huerta apparently is in captain's mode now. I don't really know what she did before. Like, I understood, but I don't know what the differences are really going to be. It looks like they reworked a lot of the times. She has a shard now. Pierce the Veil. I think this is her ult. Grants 30% spell lifesteal for the duration of Pierce the Veil. She gets permanent 2% spell amp every time she kills an enemy hero in Pierce the Veil. Or anytime. That's actually insane. This seems crazy. And you can't BKB this anymore. Wow. That's just very good. I don't know. I don't know how else to say other than that's just very good. Her shard is nutty. Ag Scepter. Shoot an allied or enemy hero in their soul, separating it from their physical body for 4 seconds. Soul is pushed 150 units on separation and is untargetable, muted, disarmed, and invulnerable. The body is stunned for the duration, has a 50% damage reduction. After this effect, the soul is forcibly returned to the body, which applies a strong dispel, removing negative debuffs and stuns. The soul survives until the end of the effect, even if the body dies. Does not. I don't understand this. This is too big brain of a ability. Why would you ever do this on an enemy? I guess if you need it. Okay, if you needed to set up on them. Okay, I get it. Never mind. Okay, and who cares about that? Clink's got a rework. Strafe is back, and it spawns skeletons. Clinks and his burning archers gain this. Oh no, it doesn't spawn skeletons. Sorry, it's just his attack speed buff, but it's AoE now. He has something called Tar Bomb. Throws a projectile that deals damage on impact, commanding Clinks and all burning skeleton archers in range to attack the target. 275 radius around the area is also covered in tar for 5 seconds. Any enemy that walks over the target slowed receives additional damage from all of this. This is kind of like his Q, but it's a single target from what I'm understanding. I think. I don't know. That's crazy. Death Pact is now a basic ability. It creates a burning skeleton archer in place of a killed creep, which is also kind of cool. And his skeleton walk is his ult, and he summons more burning skeleton archers. And burning barrage is a shard ability. Wow. Okay. This is crazy. I think Clinks is better. I don't know. I'll have to play around with it. Arc Warden got changed. You get Tempest versions. Tempest double. I don't know what the Tempest version. Oh, I see. Tempest version provides higher damage, but lower movement speed. Increased attack range. Has a shorter. It just seems like the Tempest version is better in one way, but then worse in another, which I guess is fine. Ogre. Ogre can't ever gain intelligence. No int from Ogre sounds amazing. This is such a cool thing. His strength scales now. Are we looking at a core Ogre? Are we looking at a potential core Ogre? Max int is now 0. You get 6 points of max mana and 0.03 mana regen for each point of strength. Each 20 points of strength increases the multicast chance by 1%. So a 4 times cast chance won't trigger on level 1, etc. Okay. This just seems cool. This actually makes Ogre kind of... I don't know, man. It seems insane. This seems crazy. Medusa. Mana Shield is now a passive. She starts with 1 level of Mana Shield, and the ability can be upgraded to level 5. Creates a shield that absorbs 98% of incoming damage in exchange for mana. Increases base mana. Now if a hero has a Mana Shield ability, their mana bar will be visible to enemies. I like that a lot. This is interesting. This is interesting. I like the change to Alk too. Having to level Grievel's Greed felt awful. So they actually just made it straight up a passive. Alchemist is back, baby. And he has a new ability, Corrosive Weaponry. Stacking debuff, reduces move speed, and status resist by that much. No building or Roshan effect. I mean, this is just a straight up great buff to him. And they decreased his stun. They've decreased everyone's stuns. New items. Blood Grenade. This seems crazy, by the way. Throw a grenade at... Does it cost HP? I think it costs 75 HP. Target area. Enemies in the area take 50 damage on impacts and be slowed by 15% and take 15 damage every second for 5 seconds. This is crazy. For 65 gold, this is crazy. Yeah, there are going to be some heroes that just connect now with shit that they shouldn't ever. I can't believe it. Phylactery. Harpoon. Targeting enemy fire a harpoon at them pulls you and the target closer together. It's like a reverse. It's a reverse hurricane pike. And then dispenser. This is so cool. Everyone is pudged now. New neutrals. They've taken some other ones out. 10 damage, 15. Is there an enemy? Okay, so Duelist Gloves is amazing. This is like the new BIS for LC. Gossamer Cape. Automatically dodge an attack from an enemy hero. Just every 5 seconds. That's incredible too. Vindicator's Axe. Bonus attack speed 25. 30 damage if equipped hero is silenced. And 15 armor if equipped hero is stunned. Wow. That's kind of cool. Dandelion Amulet. Bonus move speed 25. Bonus mana 300. Every 12-second block up to 300 magic damage from instances over 75 damage. That's also amazing. That's incredible. That's so good. Every 12 seconds? Oh my god. 20 magic resist. Redirects 20% of all damage dealt to your allied heroes within 900 radius towards you for 8 seconds. Wow. Spirit Breaker actually good. Matchmaking. I didn't even read any of this. MMR is really just a number, rank and rank confidence. Your rank is an estimate of your skill, and your rank confidence is our confidence in that estimate. When you play a match, we adjust your rank based on whether you win or lose. Your rank confidence also goes up because now we have more data. Undesired clumping. Dota has traditionally used a modified version of the ELO algorithm to implement rank and rank confidence changes, but over time we've noticed a few problems with our approach. For one example, the distribution of MMRs has gradually shifted lower, causing an undesired clumping of the 0 to 1000 MMR range. Another problem was that players who took a break and returned are having a hard time getting back to an accurate MMR because their previous skill was no longer representative. Whoa. New and improved clumping. To address this, we're switching to a different algorithm called Glicko. Of course, that's what it's called. Why not? Which should let you quickly and accurately get matched with other players at a similar skill. On the math side, Glicko lets us better factor a player's rank confidence into our calculation, resulting in more accurate decisions about rank gains and losses. The switch to our new matchmaking system will feel a little like the start of a new matchmaking season. All players will be placed into a short calibration mode, initially seeded by their previous rank. Calibration is no longer a fixed number of matches. Instead, of players considered calibrated whenever their rank confidence is above a certain threshold. Upon calibration, it is likely that you will end up with a different medal than before. However, even if your medal changes significantly, you should expect to be matched with players of a similar skill level. Matches will no longer have a fixed MMR gain and loss. Oh, that is amazing. It will be varied based on a number of factors, including the ranks and rank confidence of participants. However, we will cap the gain and loss per match to prevent particularly negative outcomes. This is amazing. This is great. How it has been so long and they haven't done this is insane to me. A player's rank confidence will slowly lower over time if the player does not play matches. Interesting. So you could potentially enter into the recalibration mode again. We've been running both matchmaking systems simultaneously behind the scenes for a while now to help us build confidence in these changes. We understand that accurate MMR is only one of many factors that impact match quality. And like all changes, yeah, okay. Immortal matchmaking. Who cares? I'm not immortal. The UI. There's health costs. Now there's ability to actually display the HP costs instead of casting them. That's smart. So you can see shields and stuff. That's very smart. That's actually so smart. I never thought of that. You couldn't actually see how much shield was left on Abaddon's thing. That's crazy. Health bar pips. I surprisingly care about this quite a lot because heroes I play, sometimes really this matters. So units don't have traditional health pills and require a specific number of attacks to destroy them. Now, instead of your usual guesswork or some genius level counting in your head, you can just look at the unit you want to murder. It'll show a handy pip that represent a number of... Okay, that's probably smart. Balance changes. This is all crazy. All of this is crazy. I am not going to even read all of this because... Oh, outposts no longer grant experience. I can't read it all. There's too much. Twin gates seem insane. Roshan being global now is amazing, basically. He no longer drops shard. He drops cheese on second death, which is cool. And some other stuff. They made him harder. I wonder how that affects people with, like, Ursa and whatnot. Added 12 new neutral camps to the extended rim that are bound to 4 new named areas. The well, the graveyard, the statue, and the mines. There's so many more neutral camps. 12 more is insane. If you do not play 3 cores now, you are absolutely insane. I think you honestly want to do like 4 cores. Added a new type of hero. Yeah, we saw this. Any of mine. So Abaddon is universal. Bat Rider, Brood. Lone Druid. Interesting. Not that that matters, I think anyways. They should have put what Lone Druid's bear is. Lycan. I kind of play him sometimes, but not actually all that much. Okay, not really anyone else I care about. So that's interesting. Debuff immunity. So spell immunity is now reworked into debuff immunity. Debuff immunity is different in 3 major ways: spell amp, debuff protection, and damage reduction. Spell amp. All spells can now be used on units with debuff immunity, even ones that don't pierce debuff immunity. Corresponding visual effects will appear when the spell will apply all of its debuff on the targets. Debuff protection. Negative effects that don't pierce debuff immunity will not have an effect on the target for the duration of the immunity. However, if the debuff immunity expires before the debuff that doesn't pierce it, then it will take effect for the remaining duration. Okay. So yes, you can stun. You can stun, and if their debuff immunity runs out, as the stun is still going, they will literally just get stunned. Damage reduction. Debuff immunity increases magic resistance and negates pure and reflected damage completely. Oh. What is Blade Mail? Hold on. This affects me significantly. What kind of... no, Blade Mail is magic. I know this because BKB would absolutely fuck you on this. Blade Mail's damage type is magic. Unless they've changed it. No, they haven't. Okay, so it's still magic, so that's good. My heroes still work. When activated, it's 105%. It's been 105%, which is why Blade Mail heroes are really good right now, I think. Yeah, okay, no worries. I'm not going to read all of this. You can kind of figure that out on your own. They made Creep Gold worse, so that's good. So it incentivizes you to be active in the jungle. All units now gain 15 movement speed during the night. Effect is doubled for heroes. Wait, what? I'm sorry. What is this? Wait, what? What am I reading? This is just other. All units gain 15 movement speed during the night. Effect is doubled for heroes, but it can be broken for 5 seconds upon attacking or taking damage from player-controlled sources. What? So Night Stalker is actually just the best. I'm going to just play Night Stalker, I think, in all of my games now. You literally just slow people at night when you hit them. This is crazy. What do you mean you slow people when you hit them? This is nuts. This is bananas. Why aren't people talking about this? This seems ridiculous. I hit you at nighttime and you are 30 movement speed slower? Are you joking? You lose it when you attack too? That doesn't even matter though, I don't think. But this is busted. Because if I attack you at night and I have friends that are on the way, they're just 30 movement speed faster running at you. Wow, okay. No, it helps you get into fights faster, but it also means that reinforcements come faster. This is bananas, I think. Base hero HP has just been lowered by 80. HP point increased though. So strength heroes just got even better, actually. Int grants 0.1% magic resistant per point. So Silencer will eventually just become like immune to magic, I guess. And Skyrat's Ags, I think, increases his intelligence. So he will just also become immune to magic. It's going to be like a fever dream. The HUD has been improved for stuff. Added special health bars to display hero attacks needed to destroy things. HUD shows attack speed and magic resistance in the portrait at all times. Okay, interesting. General. All neutral creeps have 4 levels of certain abilities. Does that mean that Doom steals it based on the level? That's crazy. Okay, I'm not reading those. We saw Blood Grenade. We saw all these. We read them. This is very cool. Wait, what is these? Mango, you can only buy 4 at a time now? Oh no, Undying players groaned across the land. Oh, poor Undying players. Wow, that's actually kind of huge. This is actually very big. Clarity now has an initial and max stock of 4. Oh my god. For the team, I know, that's crazy. I usually buy like 1 or 2. Same with Salve. Same with Tango. You can't just giga spam it. Tome of Knowledge has been removed from the game. Okay, so they replaced it with that little ward then, or that little rune. All right, no more fighting over the tome. Now everyone's going to fight over the rune. Depth of Appearance, reveal, rework. Now creates an area that reveals and slows invisible units by 20% in 1050 radius of where the caster is standing. Revealed units take 25 damage. You can just kill people with dust now. You can just buy all the dust and kill them with it. If you're rich enough, you can just spam people with... You can just rapid fire dust. Amazing. Area lasts for 12 seconds. Debuff lingers on enemy heroes for an additional 8 seconds after they leave the area. Sentry. Less of them. Smokes. This is such a good change, too. What a quality of life. Doom. Worst stun. Worst stun. Worst stun. Worst Doom radius. Legion Commander. This is actually what I care about. This is insane. This hero got buffed, if you can believe it. If you can possibly believe it. Overwhelming odds, now an area of effectability centered around Legion Commander. This sucks a little bit. This sucks a little bit, but stay with me. It was way better when you could harass people with it. So your laning phase is going to be a bit harder. But, hold on. No longer increases movement speed. Instead, it applies a flat attack speed bonus that doesn't require the ability to hit any enemies. So you can just cast it. You increases the radius to 600. This is huge. This is massive. It's literally almost double. It's a little under that, but it's still insane. 600 is amazing. Look at this. Now automatically triggered upon the dual cast if not on cooldown. You blink, you blade mail, blink, and duel, and you also overwhelming odds at the same time. It was so awkward to try to cast press the attack and blade mail, and then blink, and then duel them. You don't have to do that anymore. Plus, you get damage. That's crazy. This is crazy. Cast can now be cast during duel as well. So if it comes off cooldown, you can still cast it. This is bananas. No longer increases attack speed on press the attack, instead provides bonus movement speed. This is fine for me. I think this is good. It was very weird to want to cast all of your abilities on a melee hero before you start doing something else. Duel got decreased by a little bit, but that's okay because everything did. So I don't even mind that. That's awesome. I'm loving that. That change is amazing. It's incredible. This is now just all the hero changes. Night Stalker seems like he's going to be incredible with the nighttime changes. Honestly, that seems fucking crazy. I have no idea if Ogre is a good hero now, but I know that he was already tanky, and now you just have more incentive to never buy any actual magic items. You're just going to see Ogre Magi with like fucking overwhelming blink and Heart of Tarask and stuff like that. He's just going to be this ridiculously tanky spellcaster. I definitely want to try him. Shadow Demon buffed. They just have done so many things. Tidehunter, I don't even know. I haven't read everything. Tinker, which I know people were like praying that he got reworked, is exactly the same, which is hilarious. Oh, Tombstone upgradable by Ag Shard allows up to one allied hero to bunker inside the Tombstone. Ally can bunker by pressing right mouse button on the Tombstone while in a radius of 350. Bunkered units cannot leave the Tombstone for 3 seconds after entering. Unit that left the Tombstone cannot re-enter it for 3 seconds. If Undying decides to enter the Tombstone while an ally is inside, the ally is forcibly evicted. Undying also receives the Grab Ally ability, which bunkers the hero to the nearest Tombstone within 400 range. So you can like save people with Tombstone now. This is crazy. The Warlock Upheaval. This is the last thing I'm going to look at. This is absolutely ridiculous. His Upheaval got upgraded. His Upheaval is better. It was already very good. And now it does actual damage, which is just bonkers. Just bonkers.